Aprilia doubles down on its campaign to draw new and young riders into the sport bike sector with an extensive redesign of its proven entry-level ride, the RS 125. Previously powered by a carbureted two-stroke plant, the new Euro 4 emissions standards forced a shift to four-stroke power with electronic fuel injection to control the mixture. The race-tastic form associated with the family is carried into this new generation, ensuring that this ride continues to appeal to riders looking to break into the sport bike sector on an unintimidating platform. Aprilia released the rehashed RS 125 at the 2016 Intermit show, and now I make good on my promise to take a deeper look at it. Design as with the previous models, this newest iteration looks like it just came out of the pits with its aggressive, nose-down stance, racy livery and supersport panache. Okay, so it may be going it a bit high to assign the word super to anything with such a diminutive mill, but even Ray Charles could see the RS V4 DNA in the little RS 125. The pointed entry of the front fairing houses a trio of forward-facing lights with a clear windshield that's just big enough to steer the wind over your head when you tuck in. Below that, the fairing opens up in a scoop that channels ram air over the radiator, and further accentuates the bike's sporty style. Since mobile devices are absolutely ubiquitous nowadays, Aprilia added a storage compartment capable of stashing up to a 6-inch tablet with a USB port for charging purposes. The upper lines are typical of the genre, and the blocky fuel tank, scoop saddle and kicked-up tail fit right in. An aggressive rider triangle puts the rider in the jockey/superman position, and indents in the rear of the fuel tank leave room to tuck one's knees in and throw about some proper body English as well. In short, it seems a right proper little trainer for someone aspiring to rip about on curvy roads atop a more powerful and larger big boy machine. Chassis and aluminum perimeter frame serves as the skeleton, and the exposed die-cast spars along the sides add yet more to the racy style while keeping weight to a minimum. Aprilia claims textbook agility and handling, and the bike certainly looks like the handling is razor sharp, but the factory initially offers no metrics on the steering geometry, so it's hard to say exactly how textbook it really is. The asymmetrical swing arm completes the standing structure, and it comes with a boomerang shape on the right and split on the left to accommodate the final drive chain. A centrally mounted, coil-over monoshock springs the swing arm with 4.72 inches of travel, but comes with no sort of adjustability, so you can forget about dialing in the ride. Used forks buoy the front and fit the look of the higher-tier struts. While they give up 4.3 inches of travel, they come with fixed compression and rebound values and thus aren't quite as versatile as one could hope. To be fair, what it has is probably good enough for 99% of new riders out there, and this is an entry-level bike, after all. Cast, split-spoke rims mount the all-around 17-inch hoops with a 180th leading the way and a 130/70th bringing up the rear. A 4-pot, opposed piston caliper binds the 300mm front disc with a single piston caliper to bind the 218mm rear disc with ABS included in the standard equipment. Drivetrain. Probably the biggest difference with this revamped family involves the power plant. While the previous generation ran with a 2-stroke engine, its successor packs in a cleaner, liquid-cooled, 4-stroke thumper. The one-lung mill is slightly over square with a 58mm bore and 47mm stroke for a total displacement of 124.2 cc and a relatively warm 12.5:1 compression ratio. A 32mm Magneti Marelli M3G throttle body replaces the carburetor to help meet Euro 4 emissions, and a simple capacitor discharge ignition tends to the spark with dual overhead cams to time the 4-valve head. Thumpers have a deserved reputation for putting off some ferocious vibrations, but Aprilia took steps to temper that a bit with a balance shaft. While all this is fairly vanilla, the factory surprised me with a quick shift function on its 6-speed gearbox that interrupts the spark for clutchless shifting. All very track-tastic, don't you agree?